Hello world, and welcome back to our Majapahit Marauders campaign. In this episode we will hopefully be spawning the Renaissance after having completed our reunification of the Javan island under the flag of Majapahit. Seems that we're starting to fall behind pretty badly on Diplo and Admin Tech. Said that in reverse order. How clever of me. Okay, so I'm not completely decided yet, but I think I may mostly end up dumping military points into our Surabaya province in order to complete the spawning. For now, let's just keep the months on rolling. Now, also, I was checking on our friend over here in Bhutan and in Turn 8. It seems that Bhutan has a 2 fire, 6 shock, 6 maneuver, like 3 siege general. Crazy. I don't want to fight that guy, so I'm going to leave him alone on his island even once our truce expires, till after that guy is dead. Now, over here, Turn 8, actually, he's not looking all that strong. He's not weak, but we can take him. It's all we have to do is the same thing we did over here with Kutai, where we just use our navy to make sure that they don't land any troops on any of our islands, and we're good to go. Divide and conquer. So let's start transporting our troops over here to Tidor. Actually, at the moment, let's not do that yet. Let's wait for... I don't know why this is happening. But let's instead wait for things to stabilize with the Sundanese separatists over here. By stabilize, I mean we have to wait for them to fire and then we kill them. Because there's nothing to be unstable if everyone's dead. Again, seems like a proper solution to conflict resolution. I believe there's a Joseph Stalin quote about that, something along the lines of, "The solution to all things in life is to kill the man. No man, no problem." And I suppose we are taking a similarly ruthless approach. We could go out and raise autonomy in all these provinces, but that's just not who we are. We're pirates after all. We're not supposed to be nice. I believe rebel spawn location is tied to the development of a province. So I believe it's the highest dev province that has unrest with rebels of that type that will spawn rebels. And in this case, Karta has Sundanese separatists. So we're just gonna go sit here. Now let's hope that this... See, look at that. 25k army. That is insane. Their entire nation can only field an army of 6,000 units, or 6,000 people. Their entire nation, as an organization, couldn't do it. But somehow, 27,000 rebels from all across the country are going to rise up at the same time. Let's see if we can reduce the size of that rebellion by cutting out these provinces. And there we go. Took care of some of that. Not all, though. I suppose we could raise autonomy, because we have practically no manpower, and although we could mark up and take care of it, it'd be even more debt, which we're trying to work our way out of. Yeah, my mind's made up. I hate doing it, but it needs to be done. Let's include this. And now we sit. How's our trade in the Moluccas? We should have almost all the trade power. Not doing quite so well as I'd like. Are we stealing trade from Tidor? Probably not. So let's do that. Enable divert trade. We're just low enough to do it. Means that as soon as he starts to get a little angry, we're gonna have to let him off that. For now, yeah, it helped a little bit. I did notice our military guy dying, and I think we're just gonna have to let him be dead for now. Just lose the advisor. Really? Are you serious? At least it doesn't affect any of the provinces with previous unrest. I don't even think we have professionalism at all, do we? Nope. Well, that hurts. It really does, guys. How close are we to forming Renaissance? Spawning, rather. Starting to fall a little bit more behind. Man, this is just event after event. That's alright. In every campaign, there reaches a point where you end up in a rut for at least a little while. And I'd rather get that rut out of the way sooner rather than later. Let's see here. Highest development. Samarinda, and then the other two of equal development. So no need to worry about that. Is this within... This is within coring range now. The question is, should I give Ternate to Tidor, or take it for myself when I invade them? It looks like they don't have any army, actually. And if that's the case, I'll just declare, put my navy in place and let Tidor siege them. Actually, yeah, I want to show you that general right now. Bhutan. Yeah, 2 fire, 6 shock, 6 maneuver, 2 siege. That's crazy. I wonder if that's a scripted general or not. Okay, armies. Turn 8. 7,000, okay, but where are they then? Oh, they're there. That's weird. So if I dock, I can't see them. But, okay, I didn't realize vision worked like that. Well, actually, yeah, if we have the money to pay them all off at once, let's do it. Take care of that problem. We're gonna fall a little bit behind on mill tech here. But we're only 1 tech behind there, and we're almost 4 behind on, or 3 behind on admin and Diplo, so that's less of a concern at this point. This episode, by the way, is going to be a lot more calm. I probably won't even get to declaring war on turn 8 in this episode. So if just sitting around looking at the development of the country isn't your thing, then skip ahead to the next episode. I'm sure I'll make something entertaining happen there. But for now, this is all just going to be administrative stuff. I don't like to take breaks like this, but at some points in the campaign it's necessary. I mean, what am I going to do? Keep bashing my face against a wall? Declaring war on turn 8 and then running down to 0 manpower, and then I have to wait another few years before I can declare Kutai and then Brunei? There's just no point to it. Why rush it? Why rush it at all? Now let's look at war score cost of these Philippine nations. He's small enough I could vassalize him as a non-co-belligerent. Hmm. There is one Hindu. Cebu. I don't think it'd be quite so easy to get to war with him. Let's see, who has ties outside of the island? Madhya's does. Cebu has none. You are under Ming, so I'm going to leave you alone. Butuan seems to have the most claims. How about Menguindino ideas? Oh, religious. That's not, it doesn't matter at all in a vassal. Infantry combat ability and really army tradition decay does, though. So that's nice. So I'm going to start improving relations with them. Because if we take turn 8, or when we take turn 8, if Magwid... Give me a second, I want to try and pronounce this. Magwindanawa. Danao. Magwindanao. Magwindanao it is. So in the instance that we end up at war with Magwindanao, that's we'll have a much higher relations with them as a subject. It won't take us so long to make them loyal. And because our admin and Diplo tech is so low, we don't have any real buildings to build. That's just embarrassing. But we have now spawned the Renaissance, which is not embarrassing. Now Kutai shouldn't get this since we hate each other. At least that's my understanding. I'm going to insult him, and hopefully he will insult us back. And that way, they don't get to learn from us. We get to keep our institutions for ourselves. Now what about Palembang? They also hate us. Let's insult them as well. If we set our... we set these things as critical importance, or vital importance, and set our attitude to hostile, that should help. And these guys are getting a little upset with me, so give up a little bit of that trade money. Fabricate claim. I think we'll just call that good. Let's fabricate on Brunei. I don't think Brunei's a little stronger than Kutai is, and they clearly have much better alliances than Kutai does, so I can't imagine a situation in which I attack Brunei first. But in case it happens, or even if we do just end up eating Kutai, and we're gonna need those claims at some point, so no reason to hold off. Free advisor slot, but we need that money. What? That makes me angry. I didn't even mean to click that. It just popped up. Did that... I don't know what that affected overall. All I know is I just lost a stab, and I probably wouldn't have accepted that loss. God, that sucks. And the problem is, I can't really imagine any convenient way to patch that problem out of the game. Like, what are you gonna do? Do the same thing with, like, when you delete armies where you have to hit accept? Maybe, but when you have a ton of events up, that's just gonna make it take so much longer. Oh, but that's a really good trait we have. I'm happy about that. Was it this event? Probably not, but if it was, I would be furious. Okay. I'm just gonna ignore that, put that behind me. How is Tidor's loyalty? Improve relations with him just a little bit. Anything trade? No. Never did bother checking my aggressive expansion. Still pretty much nothing. That's nice. Feels good not being hampered by aggressive expansion all that much for a change. Luan separatists are getting ready to rise again. As are Makassari, but I think we can prevent Makassari rebellion. Whereas Luwu's probably inevitable. And I just realized I could have not been paying my army this whole time. What a waste. When they hit 80%, I'll obviously re-up my army. That was a waste. I really haven't been utilizing my diplomats as much as I could be. No allies here. That general dead? Let's see, it's in military leaders. I don't know why military leaders isn't under the military header, but whatever floats your boat, Paradox. He's still alive. If he is a scripted general from the start of the game, he's ancient for a general. He might also be from an event or something. He might have gotten... I don't know if it fires in Asian countries, but I know that there's an event where there's some kind of tournament, and then you can choose to lose like a bunch of legitimacy in order to get a 100 army tradition general. So that's a possibility. It might be interesting to do a Bhutan campaign at some point. Obviously not right after this one. Be too similar in the start. I mean, you basically just do what we did in reverse. Just conquer these guys, vassalize somebody, and then go to Java. And then Borneo. So, yeah, it'd be pretty much the same campaign, but in reverse. Could be cool, though. I just chose Majapahit because of the color. I didn't even look at what the ideas were before I started. They're not terrible. They're mediocre. They're good for solving the religious problem. And that's about it. They've got a little bit of an economic boost. Nothing in the way of military, which is a shame. Unlike Nepal up here, which doesn't exist yet, might form at some point in the game. I do have to say, I really appreciate the change in the color of Malwa. Because that weird, like, gray that they had before the India patch was really just not doing it for me. But look at that. 10% cavalry combat, or, wow, not even close. 10% infantry combat ability and -2 inventory cost. I think they do have also quite a few more military ideas after the patch. I like Hindu nations, but really Sunni objectively as a religion is better, especially if you're operating, if you're planning on conquering outside of India, and just because they have so many provinces that you don't have to worry about religious unity at all. It's really convenient. Alright, you know what? I think I'm going to stop here. I'm going to look around the map a little bit before the next episode. And I'm going to call it a day. This has been a pretty tame episode. No more wars this time around. I'm sure we'll get some in. We do now have a juicy 10,000 manpower to spend in the next episode. And I think we will certainly be doing that. Most likely vassalizing, most likely on turn 8 and Maguindanao, yes. But maybe if Bhutan's general dies, we'll invade them. I would like to have the Philippines as a subject, as it's much more profitable for me if they steer their trade down through the Malaccas, or the Malaccas, rather than into Malacca itself. Yeah, that's all for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you have any tips or tricks on how to improve the audio or overall quality of the episodes that I put out, I'd love to hear them. And that'll be all for now. Goodbye, world, and we'll see you next time.